Mr. Gill, how are you today? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. It's great to have you back on the channel, man. How you been?
Yeah, man, just living in the glory of the aftermath of the Monopoly. I've been, yeah.
I mean, you played it like a true tycoon,
I know. I'm a
running a monopoly,
scarily,
corrupt as hell, just doing what you had to do to win.
I'm a scary, effective capitalist for an anti-capitalist.
I love that.
Who's Nox then? I've never heard of him. Is he a big streamer as well? Looks like a rapper in a way with his hat on and everything.
Can I quote you on that? Can we put that as like your new description for anyone who wants to check out your music?
Yeah, sure. Filthy hypocrite. Just put that there underneath. Yeah.
But anyways, man, first and foremost, I think, how is treatment going? Like, how is everything going with you health-wise? That's the most important question.
Yeah, of course, man. It's been a funny one because last year it was I've been here for longer than I anticipated, and I think it's in part like last year I never really anticipated things to be as crazy as they were career-wise. So when I came to Calgary, my initial thoughts and my plans were like, just shut yourself away from the world, get your head down, fully focus on this. And then obviously the timing of like Higher End being released probably about 2 weeks before I left for Canada was like very fortunate, but also threw me into a world of where I put a lot of attention onto my music, and really I'm so sort of ambitious with it and with my view of how I want things to come to life, that it's very time consuming, very energy consuming. And you know, there were things that the doctors wanted me to do, like make space to trial new foods, but with the downside of that comes like, if I have a negative reaction, that takes me out for about 3 days. So in my mind, I was like, well, there's not 3 days, because if I'm
because you're trying to make content, you're trying to promote,
and I'm out of business for 3 days, and this song's coming out next week, it means that I can't do X, Y, Z, and so it's taken longer because of that. And it's hard to know if that's right or wrong way to approach things, because you have this double-edged sword, because the success of my music has given me the financial means to be able to pursue whatever medical avenue makes the most sense, you know. So in that sense, it made total sense, because I went from being, you know, modestly well off for money to very well off for money because of the whole.
I'm so glad that he can afford to do whatever he needs to look after his health, man, because his health's been such a struggle for him. What I've heard and what I've seen, your guys know much more than me, but he's been through wars, man. You could tell he's just been through wars, and without that financial guide, you could tell that he'll probably be in trouble. He'll probably, if we had that help from obviously selling music, he would be in trouble. His health has been that bad.
Thick Boy album, and that's allowed me to kind of just really take care of myself. I didn't have to do any fundraisers anymore or anything like that to pay for treatment. So in that respect,
That's
it was
incredible.
huge, and it was the right move. But in the respect of not focusing on myself 100%, it's questionable if it was the right move. But we would have never had that #1 album had I totally stepped out of the way. We'd have never connected to fan base. It's helped a lot of people all around the world. So it's not that I regret it, but at the moment I've been trying to really kind of take myself a little bit more seriously, and
That makes sense.
carve out that space. So I haven't. It's difficult when you're that ambitious to balance it, because there's always a part of me that wants to be doing more and throw myself into things. But I've been really trying to recently, in the past like couple of months, really just carve out the space for focusing on myself and focusing on my health. Yeah.
He needs to look after himself, because without him being Ren, without him having good health, he's always going to have the talent. I mean, the talent is never going to go away. He's got more talent. I've only reacted to 10 videos of Ren, and I can already tell the talent this guy's got. He's on the next level. There's no one who I've seen comes anywhere near Ren. It's like, I haven't met any artist or seen any artist who could do what Ren can do. And that's not a joke. And I'm talking, I mean, the multiple skills this guy's got. And I've learnt some other day, which, is this true? He does one takes. Like, what's it mean, one takes? Like the full videos in one take, or it might take him a few goes, but he gets it in one take. Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, I mean, this is what you love. You know, this is what you spent a lifetime trying to achieve up until this point in time, and then finally it's happened. So I can imagine that it's easy to feel conflicted, and it's difficult to balance because it's like, well, I've been working and working and working to get here, and now you're finally here.
Yeah.
And like your body is like, nope, we got to go this way, when you have other things you have to do to keep growing and to take advantage of this moment and to make sure that you remain, you know, that you remain at the top and keep being successful.
That's the thing, man. Yeah, that's the thing. So it's a tricky balancing act, man. But the thing is it's an investment. I know that if I can get to a place where my health is consistently good and I don't have random days that just take me out, I know that operating from that space and being able to find a place of balance, it's only going to exponentially do good things for my career. So it's just kind of like in the present moment, I have to just be like, okay, chill, relax. Yeah. You don't have to be pushing all the time. And it's hard when you have that sort of type A personality where you just want to fucking push. But it's always learning, man. It's always learning how to kind of make health the foundation and everything else follow.
So where is your health right now in terms of your process, would you say? Are we looking at a few more months in Calgary?
Yeah. My plan is to...
How long do we think?
My plan is to be here until July, and then I'm heading back to the UK to do a couple of shows and just to be in the UK for a little bit. And after that, I think I'm going to head to America. And I think that I'm always going to be touching base with the doctor over in Calgary, at least for the foreseeable future. And that's why I chose to situate myself in America towards more of the northern states, because it just basically means that traveling to Calgary is like 2 hours on the plane, but then I'm also in a bit more of an epicenter of music, so I can kind of, you know, integrate myself in that world more. And the American market's growing more and more for what I'm doing. I'm getting more attention over that side, so it just kind of makes sense for my health and for my career simultaneously to be over there. I know when they announced that, a load of like English people were like, oh, you're doing what so hopefully they won't disown me, because like the real core of that is it's just makes a lot of sense for my health to be close to.
You've got to allow him to... I think most people would just want him to be well, to be fair. Most people would just want him to be healthy. Music's obviously important, but without his health, he's not going to put any more music out, so it's like catch-22, innit? You just have to get his health better, then he releases more music, so simple as that, really. You've not much choice in that. You've got to look after yourself, then. Like, without you being you, and like... there's going to be a lot of people sad.
The doctor over it, like, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's a good balance because, and we talked about this some before in the past, and I'm kind of reiterating things for viewers, but like, America's the next frontier for you from a career perspective. Yeah. You know, there's new opportunities there. There's collaborations to happen. There's other important contacts for you to make within the industry, around the industry, and just, you know, the chances for you to grow. I mean, you hit #1 in the UK, but we know America's a different type of beast. I mean,
exactly.
You know, your goal now is #1 in the old red, white, and blue, isn't it? With Uncle Sam giving you a pat on the back.
Yeah, man.
On the old Billboard charts.
Let's have a stab. Why not, man?
So speaking of #1s, right? Is there an album hangover?
No, my problem is, man, I'm always focused on what's next. So even before Sick Boy was released, I was already kind of over it. Do you know what I mean? Like, while we were promoting it, I'd mixed the songs to death. I'd heard them 1,000 times. I'd edited the videos myself, you know. So like, I was so familiar with those songs that I was already creatively onto the next project, really, in my mind. It's just that I had to delegate a lot of time to promotion. So it's not really, like I was already getting my teeth into conceptualizing what was coming next before Sick Boy was out. And there's never really, it's weird. It's almost like...
What happened to Sick Boy? Did he have an issue with his music? Someone put a comment on his reaction tabs that he had an issue, copyright or something, and they had to take down his music. They're going to sue him or something. I haven't reacted to that video yet. It's on one of my reactions, but yeah, this makes sense to what the comments said.
When it's out there, it doesn't really belong to me anymore. I'm not really like thinking about that. There are moments where I stop and I'm like, holy shit, that was like a huge thing, and there are moments where it creeps in, but I'm always really just focused on how I can push that further, how I can push that creative envelope, how I can make the ideas that we're doing even more kind of. I'm always trying to find the new thing that's kind of like innovative or outside of the scope of what I've done before, and trying to push myself and make myself suffer a little bit, and all the people around me trying to create it. So, yeah,
it's good
I
to be
don't know.
uncomfortable.
I wouldn't really say there was an energy. There was. What I did let myself do is enjoy the release a little bit. You know, I came home to the UK and I caught up with you a little bit over Christmas, and I just really like. One thing I don't often do is just kind of like soak up in the aftermath of it, and I let myself do that a bit after this album, and that was nice.
Yeah,
that was nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. And, you know, again, we talked about this. I think the nature of you and I'm a lot of the same is that, you know, you're always pushing for what's next, aren't you? You're always looking for the next challenge. You're always thinking about, you know, you're 5 steps ahead in terms of your plans, in terms of what you're doing. And you like to challenge yourself and to be outside of your comfort zone and be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the way how he is so brilliant. He doesn't stop still. He's always thinking of something else, man. He's like, what can I do next? As soon as he said it, as soon as I've completed Sick Boy and I'll do the edits myself. I mean, anything this man can't do. He can write music, he can act it, he can sing it, he can play any instrument I've seen like the best person in the world. And watching the guitar, and it's like, how can you know? It's just stupid how sick he is at everything he does, man. It's pure. I've got to take your hat off to him. Pure talent.
you know, amidst all that, it's easy to get caught up in that process, but you have to stop and enjoy it and appreciate what you're doing too. You know, are you ever satisfied?
I say I am. Yeah, I think I'm getting better at it now. I mean, like.
Good.
I've been reflecting a lot recently because I've started writing a lot about my past, and for the first time in a long time, just because I've had the space to do that, I guess, out here in Calgary, and yeah, I think more so recently, like.
Hi, Peter. Hi, mate.
When I first got back into making music after the stem cell transplant and stuff, and after I started being able to kind of enjoy life again, really I was just so hyped to even be able to fucking do it in the first place. So like to be able to be out on the street, to be able to be recording music, like that was the reward, just the process of doing it. And I've always tried to kind of keep on to that. So I always kind of like, for me, like doing it is more rewarding than the accolades or the comments from people or like awards or anything like that. That's all great, man. And, you know, like I make a bit of jokes about it when they come around because it's fun to be cocky, you know, and it's fun to be like, yeah, I did that independently. Fuck you. Do you know what I mean? Like it's fun to be like that, but it's really the most enjoyable part of it for me is just the process of creation, and that reward is so good because like of all the years that I just spent in bed wishing I could do it. So it's really like the doing, it's recording, it's writing, it's moments where you stumble over lines and you're like, fuck, that line was so sick. Like those moments for me are really the reward is in the doing, not really in the aftermath. So I've never really been one hugely to just like bask in the glory of something that I've done, or also as well, you'll know this, like most artists, myself, I'm not immune to this. There's always a hypercritical part of me that's like, when I look back on someone, I'll be like, that could be improved, what can I make it, how can I make it better in the future, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And well, for your music, I feel like, you know, especially the last album, and we talked about it in our live that we did, like there was this balance between fun songs, like it just felt like you just releasing and kind of being in the moment and just making music and enjoying it. And then obviously the more serious, the more impactful songs, the more very reflective. But I do feel like a constant on your journey, at least as far as I've been, you know, reacting to your music and listening and digesting it, is that, you know, you always come back to some very personal.
What's that? We said Peter. Ren is just very fantastic as a describing how we feel. It doesn't have to be about us or directly related to us, but this lyrics put into words how I feel better than I ever could. Yeah, man. Cool. Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Messages, some very raw emotions for you.
Yeah.
And does, my question to you is, since you've been releasing some of these thoughts that you've held on to for such a long time, does it affect you emotionally now? Some of these songs about loss and about your friends and about what you've dealt with. Do you find that it leaves you more raw, or is there closure there? I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it's interesting because you kind of like start rattling cages you haven't rattled in a lot, and then when you're writing, it's funny because sometimes when you're writing and expressing and kind of like purging those little pockets of energy that have maybe been locked away in you for a little while, you find new understandings and new reasons simply of trying to condense that in a more metaphorical, beautiful, melodic way.
This guy is just ain't covered. Dave, could you put you in the middle so Ren ain't covered? Oh mate, I'm so sorry. Give me a second. It's my first time live streaming. Yes, I can. Give me a second. Like that, mate. Sorry. Oh, good. That good. We're good.
It can reveal some things about yourself that maybe therapy couldn't have even touched on and stuff like that. So, in that respect, I just made up a word.
Just make everyone's aware. I'm not Ren. Yeah, that face there is not Ren. That's Ren. This is me. Just to everyone's aware. Sorry.
It takes an expense and a respect, it takes its toll. So
yeah, in that respect, it is cathartic, definitely. And then sometimes it leaves you in a funny place because you're having to like dig into an uncomfortable space. And I know for me, it's always justified by what it does for others. So even if it leaves me a little bit sort of uneasy in myself, if it's helped somebody else just by, because I've always just believed in being raw and unadulterating it. And like when I wrote my song Depression or Insomnia, they don't end up in some sort of like Hollywood hopeful place. They actually just end quite bleakly because that was the truth at the time. And I always believe in just saying the truth as it is, even if it may not be. You might think, this is just kind of fucking depressing to listen to, but some people within that honesty find a companion, and then it does turn into a positive after the fact rather than during the process. So yeah, sometimes it's funny. And also as well, like the more fame that I'm getting, the more I realize the more that I give, the less I have for myself. So the more that I put myself out there, the more I put my story out there, the less I have for me. And
guys.
That's always been something that I've kind of struggled with. And then it's just like balancing with that of like, sometimes I just have to get myself out of the way because this is serving a greater good than just me. And if this story can help other people, then it's kind of like a sacrifice I'm choosing to make.
Do you know, just going back to, so if anyone don't know, I've been reacting for about less than a week. And we kind of doing okay. We're like 12k views, 12 videos out. Average 2k is my best high rent at minute, and then other shorts and stuff like that. I don't know. But the joy this guy is giving me is unbelievable. Like, I'm getting from work and I just want to stream and react. First time I've ever been just live streaming and just reacting. I thought I'm going to live stream and see who pops on. Like, because it's like just pure love in this community. The Renegades, honestly, the amount of love I've had since I joined and started to react and stuff, it's unbelievable. And this guy is the reason for it, really. So, I had a copyright strike, yeah? In space of 2 hours, I had an email off someone. Sorry for that. Please fill out this form when you put a video, when there's an issue, and we'll make sure it doesn't happen to you again. Through his team. So now, any videos I do, I put the form in, and then I shouldn't get any issues. Like, just the amount of thing it does for people, man, it's unreal.
Does it ever reopen old wounds when you go through the musical process of that?
Yeah, sometimes, man. Sometimes I'll be sitting writing and I'll just start fucking bawling my eyes out, man. Like, because I'll have be touching
Peter.
on something I haven't thought about in years, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of PTSD surrounding it. Like, I'm putting out a story soon. Like, I've basically been writing. I've written about fucking 25,000 words in the past week alone, and I've just been like, I've been putting all my story down in a way that I'm probably going to record a video and telling the story with some old footage and stuff like that. And it's people will understand when they hear that story, kind of the extent of the PTSD that kind of comes from living a decade of like medical gaslighting, of being dismissed, of just being left to suffer. And it's a real thing, man. And I've had.
Yeah, Craig, you never know what you're going to get, man. Honestly, you never know what you're going to get. And that's the good thing about it. It's like, I'm enjoying that. For example, I've got a Discord and people are joining. We're building like a community. I want all the people like Ren to join. So we can have a chat in Discord and have a chat about him and do a few streams together and like join together and talk about him. So that's what I wanted to do. So feel free to join the Discord, guys. I'll type it soon for you. So you've got yeah. So yeah.
To kind of shut it down, to not be bitter and not be angry and not be mourning my old life. I've just had to kind of be like, this Ren is a reincarnation. He doesn't belong to the old Ren. And then if I look at my life that way and separate myself from the old Ren, then I can get some sort of emotional closure. But when those worlds start blending together, it is difficult, because then you become that thing that was full of bitterness, full of sadness, full of grief, full of just desperation. And I'm quite.
Go on. Sorry, you were.
I'm just quite happy to not be in that place anymore. So it's almost like I see it as a different chapter, a different version of me.
Peter says, I've had PTSD most of my life. I was started to get over it, but when I discovered Ren, his music helped me more than I could ever describe, and helped to get over. Well, that's exactly what I'm doing. So if you don't know, my background's working is in mental health and NHS. So through this, I'm hoping to build a community, support people who suffered with some form. And could be anything. Could be something with anything, mental health, any. So it's like having a group of people what can be there for each other as a community. That's my hope. And that's what I want to gain and build and get to know people. And I said it in my videos, like, anyone wants to chat, I'm here to chat. Like, just give me a shout. Like, I would have a talk with you. Because I'm not saying I can give the answer, but I can definitely have a listen. Craig says, Ren's vocabulary is amazing to listen to when he's talking. His amount of words he says, I don't understand this, Bill. I know that. It's unbelievable. Sometimes it's like, I understand, but I don't fully understand. And I might try and make out I understand. And I don't really. Does that make sense? So like, you just try and understand, but not really. Anyway, I've talked enough. Let's play some of this. You don't want to listen to Ren, not me.
Well, I mean, you went through a decade of being conditioned to be that way. I mean, that was your homeostasis emotionally was fucked, wasn't it? I mean, just to be blunt about it. So, do you ever feel? Is there ever that imposter syndrome now, because you spent so long being in this darkness? Do you ever go like, I don't deserve this fame now that I have. I don't deserve this success. Do you ever, like, I don't know, have this sort of reverse syndrome of sending yourself back that way?
Who's this Knox, by the way? I've never heard of him. Who is it? Who's Knox? I'm guessing it's a big thing because he's got an interview with Ren. So he's high. Looks like it's like a rapper or something.
Nah, not really. I understand imposter syndrome, but I don't think I've ever experienced it, just because I work so fucking hard to be like, to even feel healthy. Like the amount of effort that I put in, even to be able to get around, sort of like walking around outside and without feeling like I just needed to lie down every fucking 10 minutes. Like, the amount of effort it took me to get to a place, even where I was like able to make music again, was like monumental.
Well, Peter, I'm a communication specialist. I probably know more than words than most, although most of my knowledge is computer language. That's it, isn't it? It's different language. It's where I'm good is I can get to know people quick. I can work people out quick. I can pick people brains and I can learn someone. Text me 10 minutes with someone and I can more or less tell what kind of person they are. And if give me a day with someone and I'll be able to tell you a lot more than that. But I enjoy it as well. I enjoy helping people, and this is the main reason why we're here, is to watch Ren and kind of get to know fans and get to know people and take it from there.
Mental. So I actually feel like I do deserve it. Not to sound cocky, but like I put in so much work, man, to get here. And
no, you had to be. You had to be tough mentally. It obviously hardened you, but it's what drove you.
Yeah. If anything, I feel like with my level of ambition with this and of having like conquered things that some doctors told me were impossible to conquer, it's if anything, what I suffer from mostly, rather than imposter syndrome, is feeling like I'm at like 1% of where I could be, and always trying to push that and grow that and take myself and my own skill set and my ambitions for what I'm creating even like bigger and more interesting and more unique. So like I feel like I'm just getting started really, and that's kind of more where I'm at. I'm less not in a place where I don't feel like I'm deserving. I'm less in a place where I really don't feel like I'm anywhere near I could be yet, so I need to put more work.
Probably gonna, if Knox has ran. So can I react to Knox and not get copyrighted, or can I not? Is he a guy who allows it, or is he gonna flag me up for copyright to reacting to his music?
So because I get frustrated at my own limitations, so I'm trying to push them by increasing my skill set, you know.
Hey, we're only human at the end of the day. Speaking of, looking back, that side of things, let's look forward now. You have such a massive, very dedicated following. And you talk about, justifying certain scars and certain past memories by, the message that you're spreading and how you're helping other people. But with that, I just wonder.
Sorry, Craig, Knox lived in the UK since playing for a professional football team before he got injury. Oh, okay. Peter, we said, most of my life I was away, took drugs to stop thinking. My peace made thinking scary. Last 5 years or so I got over and allowed myself to think. Oh man, that's sad, man. But are you okay now, yeah? Are you in a good place now? Well, the thought that he was a reactor knows how important it is to help each other. Same as man. Yeah. I've just got it squared away where I've got a certain thing I can do, and I can send something off so I can, if it gets copyrighted, I can, like this, if this had music, I can react to this because there's no music. But if there were music in virtual music, I can send it off to Ren's team, but with Knox, I've got no way to do that. You only get 3 copyright strikes, and that's your channel done. So I'm like very reluctant to do anyone until I'm certain there's a way around it.
As you try to be unfiltered with your musical process and with your writing process, are there ever times when you have moments as you're writing when you're thinking about how people are going to react to it now because you have this new level? Do you feel sort of this pressure like, I need to maybe edit this in a certain way or tweak it because I'm not sure how this is going to be taken or that, because I just remember, my own experience when we're started, we can write literally whatever the fuck we want because nobody's heard it yet and there's no pressure on it. But now you have a new level of pressure and a new expectation. I mean, does that go into your writing process now?
Funnily enough, only recently it started leaking into it. I'm around the same age as you in it, so we grew up in an era where
yeah, Peter, it does, and as long as you're good now, mate, it just takes time. Like, it's good to talk. I think that's that. You're talking now. I mean, like, I'm a stranger. Yes, I do a reaction channel, and yes, I care. There's a few in you in chat. You're telling everyone. You're getting your message out there. The thing is, by talking about it, you're not just helping yourself, you're helping others. So, You're helping others. That's the main thing. All right then, mate. Thank you for the subscription and take care, yeah? Thank you for popping by. We'll speak soon.
Fucking tongue-in-cheek outrageous rap was like at the forefront of like what was influencing us, right?
Yeah.
And that never really left me. And also humor was different back then as well. So like very unpolitically correct things that you'd be joking about were done so in my head. Look, and I feel like Bill Hicks and George Carlin, some of my favorite people, they comedians, and more recently like Ricky Gervais, they say it very well. That humor's always meant to be taking the venom out of something, or framing it in a way that you can laugh at it, even if it's a really fucking serious thing. If you can poke fun of it and laugh at it, it takes the power away from the hatred that is making that a problem, right? So like even myself, like I like to be around friends who will joke about like my chronic health condition and things like that, because to like be around someone who's comfortably enough to laugh at something with you without getting massively offended, I think that that's a real skill, and I feel it's a
same. I have a stutter, and as long as I know people mean it in a good way and not taking the mess, I'm all up for having a laugh about it. I'll laugh about it myself, and I'm guessing we're all that way. We use his own issues as a sense of humour, don't we? And that's the thing, like sense of humour with people who know care about you. It's not necessarily you can use it as a good thing, man. Like, if someone's having to take me side my stutter and I know it in a good way, then I'm fine with it. Like, because it's a stutter, and like it is what it is. It's like I've got a stutter, and so what? Like, I'm still here, still doing my thing, and yeah, you just got to just go with it and just do your best in life, man. Can't hold back.
real shame that we're moving into an era where people are losing the ability to laugh at things, man, and take things like so seriously. It's like, that's offensive, because I think we should take ourselves less seriously than that, because I think comedy has got a beautiful way of making the tragic and the atrocities of the world into something a bit more lighthearted. And because at the end of the day, it's the way that we that we communicate, that we interact, it's all really human decisions. So how seriously we take things is always going to be subjective. It's always going to be a decision of us. And we've moved into a time where people are fucking reacting, but it's hard for that not to leak into it. So like when I've been writing lyrics recently, I've been like, fuck, how is this going to influence the youth like listening to me? How is this going to influence someone who's more impressionable? And is that going to leak into their behaviors, into the everyday world? If I'm saying something that is like, you know, that comes across as like slightly misogynistic because it's something.
Well, we're from that era.
I mean, like we're making, you know, a lot of hip hop like that, like that sort of like boasting about sexual prowess or anything like that, man. It's like a lot of what you grow up listening to, and then it's the first time I've been asking questions.
Yeah, Ren. He is like he's talking now, and what Ren's got is a young lad with a massive responsibility, and it comes from, as far as I can tell, he exploded with higher end. He was well known before it, but it sounds like the higher end just exploded from nowhere. It's put him into new realms. So it's kind of, can imagine that pressure. Like I've got 250 subs, so I have responsibility to make sure that I'm polite and I'm not too, well, I can have a laugh and joke, but I'm not going to do anything which is like going to upset people. It's like, and he's got like hundreds of millions, like the responsibility on that. And what did he put? Yeah, you put it on Facebook basically, and it helps you to help others, and then it makes you feel good. Yeah, it will do make you feel good, mate. It's like knowing that because you've gone through something, you then can explain it and help others who are going through it. It's called experience, really. And that's why I do my job. I've been in care, NHS, for 20 years. I've worked in every avenue in care. I've worked with mental health, with people with all different kind of illnesses. And I'd like to think I know what I'm on about with it. But I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. But it's fun. When I give advice, it's from a good place. And that's the difference. If it's from a good place, you can't really go wrong, really.
About like, well, you know what, like I was raised by my mum and just my sister after my dad left. I was raised in a family of very strong women, and then my nan as well, and like there's no part of me that sees like there being any kind of, you know, they were my role models, man, and like I didn't want to be contributing to a culture that was kind of like making some level of inequality between men and women. So I've started thinking about that more and being like, oh fuck, maybe I need to. And then there's the other part of me that's like, yeah, but it's just a fucking joke. It's just a joke. Yeah. So why are you censoring yourself in this respect? So there's been this kind of like internal struggle put on because the outside world's changing a lot, and a lot of people are checking people and stuff. Sometimes I think they're checking people for good reason, and sometimes I think that it's very overreactive. And
Peter, by all means, go onto my channel. You should find my Discord link in my description. Add yourself to Discord, mate. If you want to join the channel in Discord, you're more than welcome to jump in near me. It's not massive, it's not big, but it's growing. So yeah, it's all about building people to talk to and getting to know people, and kind of just building this community around good people, solid people, and supporting Ren and his content. And yeah,
I think people should be judged on really on their behaviors and how they truly react, rather than if they make a joke about something and it's obviously a joke, then I personally think it should be seen as such. But yeah, it has been leaking into my thought process with writing recently, because I'm like, you know, I want to be a positive influence, and I want, if there are younger kids listening to my stuff, I want to inspire them to be good versions of themselves who treat people with respect, you know, so it's, you know, it's treading that line, isn't it? It's treading that line.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're not all cookie cutter, right? We're not all just one dimension. You know, humans have a balance. We all have good days. We all have bad days. We all have moments when we're just fucking joking around and nothing matters. And you're walking around just eating whole cucumbers. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? But, you know,
yeah,
we have other days when we just feel things more emotionally and we're more sensitive.
My thing is that I don't give a fuck about much in terms of how people perceive me. That's not the thing. But I do give a fuck about potentially influencing some sort of judgment that's rained down upon others, or potentially being in a place where I'm initiating, like I'm always like trying to encourage my fan base to kind of communicate with each other, even if you disagree with each other, you know, like and find those threads of humanity. So
exactly, it's okay to disagree. I disagree with a lot of people, but it's how you do it. It's like you can disagree and be respectful. Yeah, like people have different opinions. Because two people got different opinions don't mean that other person's opinion don't mean there's some truth in it. Like there's probably some truth in everyone's opinion. Like most people, when they have an opinion, there'll be some truth in that.
Yeah,
I think we kind of lost that too. Standard. I think we've kind of lost that too. You know, you talk about when we were coming up.
Hello.
And obviously humor
has
always been used to cope, but I just feel like we're losing that ability for people from different sides.
That might be a me problem. So
have communication with each other. It's like such one side or the other. You're on this team and you support everything that team says and believes in. Otherwise, if there's one singular thing you don't,
everything's all about that right now.
Just give me a second. I'm just live streaming it,
and I feel like it's just things are becoming more and more.
Oh, you are.
Yeah. So
opening those lines of communication.
You okay? You can tune in and watch it on there, and then I'll talk to you after.
You know, it's always something we try to push, isn't it?
Are you going to be able to?
It's really interesting that you have this platform now, and your concern is not just your own self-development, but you're thinking about the responsibility that you have with your platform and the impact that you're leaving.
Hello, Jay. Not much for chatter, but wanted to drop some love off all of you. Cheers, love. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're having a chill time, man. Just a chill, having a talking about real life, respecting Ren, and listening to Ren, talking to chat. Nothing official. It is going to go on the channel. But just having a chill time, isn't it? And that's what it's about.
Yeah, I feel like that's been a pretty constant since the start, because even like before I was releasing music on YouTube, I was blogging as a health blogger when I was thinking I was going to die. I was just trying to help that space as much as possible.
Really?
Yeah, there's some loads of old videos on Facebook from this group that I used to share when I was really in the thick of it, and that gained its own little following before any sort of music stuff. And so like it's always for me, it's like I try and look at the world and I try and reduce it down to first principles. It's like, what is at the core of so many problems, be it sort of like corporate greed, be it problems within the medical industry, be it sort of less like even everyday things that from sexism to racism to whatever, and I feel like really at the core of it is a lack of the ability to be able to communicate in such a way that, you know, you could have the polar opposite opinions to me, but we can still be homies, you know what I mean?
Exactly. You haven't got to agree with someone, and it's okay if you don't. Like, that's what makes interesting talking, isn't it? You don't have to agree with everyone. You just got to be respectful and listen to someone, because you might learn something.
We could have the opposite polarizing views but still connect on a human level, and I think that I'm really trying to encourage that and build bridges between people of opposing beliefs, because I think that is a foundation of, you know, it's the center of wars, it's the center of dogmatic beliefs, trying to, you know, putting yourself on some sort of moral superior platform to another person, and none of us are fucking morally superior. That's the thing. Even extreme groups who are doing terrible things, it's all birthed from some sort of seed or an idea, and we need to be able to understand those things so that we can reach less extreme like solutions to this.
Yeah, even people what are doing bad things, in their eyes, it's like it's okay. Just because you don't understand the reason why, we need to try and understand. And then when we're trying to get a solution, maybe if we understand them a bit more, we can come to an agreement easier.
Agreement. And I really see that at the core of a lot of things. So as much as possible, it's more important than my music, man, really. It's because it's at the foundation, and it's for the survival of our species, really. It's just like, how can we bring people together? Music's a brilliant tool, man, because you can have people attending concerts, enjoying music from all different creeds, all different.
Exactly, Peter. Yeah, the core problem is the desire control. How have people think you behave? Yeah, it's all that. You should just show love to people. It's so easy to be kind to someone to be an idiot, isn't it? Let's be honest. It takes effort to be an idiot. There's no need to be an idiot. Like, just chill and you'll be good.
Backgrounds, and it's a great Trojan horse to be able to inspire a little bit of connectivity, collaboration, and yeah. So that's really been at the foundation of what I'm doing for a long time, and probably will always exist. I'm always trying to encourage people to, because I think everything falls into place when people can kind of collaborate and cooperate.
I think having money and being comfortable and be able to look after your family is good. It's greed, which is the number one no. Don't be greedy. Look after people. If you look after people while you're at the top, when you're not on the top, people remember and look after you when you're not at the top. Like, respect people when you're high up in life and you're doing well. Respect people not doing so well, because you never know when you're going to need them.
Yeah, I think that's a great quote. You know, music breaks barriers. Music
100%.
doesn't discriminate, and music can help build communities. And really, there's beauty in bringing people together that wouldn't normally be brought together.
Yeah.
And having them have conversations when they would never talk to each other. Because I think that's one of the ways we can really get through the hate and the biases and the conflict, is when we actually understand where someone else is coming from, instead of just 100%. Trying to prove a point. You know, when we understand why they think the way they do, and we learn more about their background, because, you know, I mean, you've traveled around in many different cultures and places now, so have I, and living in other countries, and you get to realize that, you know, we have so much more in common than what we have different a lot of times. And,
yeah,
you know,
definitely.
all human suffering.
You've got to be careful when you got money.
It's coming to questions like,
you got to keep
because we
yourself
like
in
to
check.
paint things very black and white. It's like, how can a normal human, right, growing up in, say, how can a normal German growing up in Nazi Germany decide to become part of the Third Reich, right? And it's like, in your mind, it's easy to go evil, you know, bad, good, evil, right? But then it's like, look at the economic disparity at the time, the collapse of the Weimar Republic, what was going on at the time, the fear of potentially, if you don't choose this side, what happens to your family in that situation, that you're putting yourself at risk when you see people being, sent to concentration camps simply for their ethnicity, origin, for the fact that they're a Jew. And it's like,
what's that chicken?
It's kind of like trying to understand why people came to the beliefs that they did.
Go back.
When we understand why.
Do a chicken on screen. I know it. Where's my chicken?
And then what we have.
Do a chicken on screen. Anyone else see it?
All humans suffer, and all of us go through our struggles.
It's coming to questions like, because we like to paint things very black and white. It's like, how can a normal human, right, growing up in, say, how can a normal German growing up in Nazi Germany decide to become part of the Third Reich, right? And it's like, in your mind, it's easy to go evil, bad, good, evil, right? But then it's like, look at the economic disparity at the time, the collapse of the Weimar Republic, what was going on at the time, the fear.
Yeah, Dulce. Cheers, love it. Yeah, I'm enjoying him. I asked earlier, can I react to his videos without getting copyrighted? Because we rent now. I basically, from his admin staff, I can fill out a form when I do a video, send it off, and then any kind of copyright, basically he'll get rid of it for me. How does it work with him? Is there a same form? How do I stop the copyright? Can I do it and do a fair use claim and he'll just knock it off? Or that's my question.
Or of potentially, if you don't choose this side, what happens to your family in that situation, that you're putting yourself at risk when you see people being, sent to concentration camps simply for their ethnicity, origin, for the fact that they're a Jew. And it's like,
that's the chicken. No, what's wrong with chicken? Why the chicken on screen? What's he said? Yeah, you can. Knox is very light rain. He owns music. He's great as well. So, but one point is there a form out there I can have so I can fill it out when I'm using his music? Or is just that not a thing? Or does no one know on here? Because we ran his official form. So, I would love to get to know and ask them questions, really. Because I get 3 strikes and you're out, kind of thing. So, I've got to be very careful. Yeah, in fairness, YouTube have been very good at me. So I had Jenny and Screech, three videos in 3 hours. Copyright went up straight away, but then I did a fair use claim and YouTube just got rid of it, and everything's been fine. No issues whatsoever. Only one I've had an issue with is, yeah, I will do. I'm not a big streamer yet, mate, so it's hard for me to reach out to Knox Hill. So I'm saying, I got in touch with Red Team purely through the Ren community, and I passed the form on and stuff, not because I know Ren. You know what I mean? And I ain't got them powers yet.
It's kind of like trying to understand why people came to the beliefs that they did. If you see them as radical and if you see them as evil, and it's like, how can we reverse engineer that and try and understand the situations in place that led someone to making those decisions? How can we find that thread of humanity towards that seed? And then how can we find points of relatability where the outcome doesn't need to be so extreme as, as extreme as genocide, and really trying to find those points of connectivity where a black person can sit down with a KKK member and they can have a conversation and find a thread of relatability. It's these things are vital. Otherwise, the divide just gets wider and wider and wider, and there's more suffering.
How do you stay optimistic? Because I feel like you've always been so optimistic with your outlooks and your messages, societal wise.
It's because it's everywhere, man. There's proof of collaboration. There's proof of community. There's proof of humanity. There's proof of empathy. Everywhere you look, you just have to look for it, man. Like, it exists within every single person you meet has some.
Where is Bad Wolf when you need them? They always have the answers to these questions. Yeah, exactly. don't forget, I'm 5 days old in this channel, guys. I'm 5 days. I'm finding my feet. It's doing really well. I must admit, like 13,000 views, 12 and a half. Like, I'm not doing too bad, but everything's quick. I'm releasing videos after. I'm doing a lot of work to make it work, but it's like a lot of information at once. That makes it's like taking me time. I'm getting to know people. People joining the Discord. One sec, let me have a read. Where is Bad Wolf putting it? Desana, as someone above pointed out, if you want a technical breakdown on music, influence and lyrics, Nox is the best there is. You'll understand the effects. Do you know what I might do then? Is watch Nox react to High Ren. Because I respect Nox now, because I know that, and I love High Ren. And Jenny and Screech, I want to hear his take of it. Because I'm very good at working things out, but I'm not very good at like what instruments are what and what they're used for. So that'd be good to listen to. Yeah. Good man. I just need to, if I can somehow find out if I maybe join Nox's community, they could send me the form to fill out, and I'd be happy to do it. Well, I've got, ooh, thanks, baby. I've got a surprise. It's come through. Cheers, guys. So this is the first time I've ever live streamed, guys, as well. So this is all new to me. So I'm planning to do these when it's my days off work. I'm creating videos a lot, so I will do this on days. I'm starting the Twitter, so I'll give all that good stuff. Peter, you were the first, so I tip my hat to you. Apparently, we both cheerleading for Nox, and we haven't commiserated. People, all over the place. Yeah, man. Yeah. Nox sounds. I like Nox, and I'm generally getting to know other people through Ren who are quite chilled. So it's like I'm happy to do it as long as I can get in touch with Nox community, see if there's a form I can fill out, if there's a process or how's it work. If someone's a Nox fan, admin fan, kind of can reach out to me, that'd be brilliant. Like such as Ren fans did, but Ren fans have been fantastic. I would say the Ren fans they've looked after me. That's what I'm going to say. They have looked after me.
Degree or some sort of capacity for moments of real humanity, and I feel it in myself, and I'm a human being.
He sounds a nice guy. You can tell his intention to it.
Then it should be theoretically.
You could tell with his eyes. It sounds stupid, but I look at his eyes now. Yeah, he genuinely cares about Ren. His eyes, look at him. Like that's a giveaway. He genuinely is interested and he cares for him. He's got a lot of respect for Ren.
Achievable by anyone, and yeah, there are moments that happen that make me feel like human beings are fucking idiots, that make me feel like that we operate in a way that's very self-destructive. But I think we also have an amazing capacity for operating in a very beautiful way and a very collaborative way and a very community-based way. And so yeah, I mean, look, like if I was to be pessimistic and bitter and angry and that was just how I felt about everything, I'm just helping be one extra person that's pushing the needle in an opposite direction. So to stay optimistic and have a positive outlook is just doing all I can to move it in a positive direction. And if it doesn't ultimately, and our own stupidity is the cause of our own self-extinction, then at least I felt good about it during the journey. Do you know what I mean? Like I could have either felt upset about it or I could have felt good about it. It's a personal choice. So I'd rather feel optimistic and positive and happy because, I'm only here for this short amount of time, so I might as well enjoy it,
Life's too short. What?
I'm more philosophical. I used to try and write poetry, but I'm not that good at it. But I'm more okay, mate. If you enjoy it, you do it. You do what you enjoy. I enjoy streaming. I enjoy talking to people. I didn't know that until a week ago. So you just got to go with what you like. Like I've seems to be very good at getting to know people. I didn't know that till a week ago. the comments I'm getting on my videos are very, very, very positive, and it's giving me a confidence to go live streaming. It's like, your guys are the first people I spoke to live. Like, it's quite cool, like, really. None of us would have been speaking to each other if it weren't for them. None of us are speaking together because I won't be live, and it's like, you get to know people, don't you? Your guys have got to know each other. You've told each other stories. It's just a big circle of love, man. Just chilling and having a bit of time and just chilling.
What fulfills you?
I think just creating in whatever capacity, whatever respect, man.
I'm still getting to know his song, so I'm not claiming to be I'm a reactor, so I'm not meant to know because I'm new. So my job is to react to learn from him. Obviously, your guys are telling me stuff, but from the videos, I've still got to watch all this. So, like, I'm learning as it goes on, but with the knowledge I have seen and stuff like that, I'm kind of...
Like, be it making music, conceptualizing music videos. We started making clothing and stuff recently. Coming up with ideas for the promotional campaigns. Like, the stuff that excited me the most about the Sick Boy campaign was when we did that whole fucking treasure hunt thing and did the whole burying the money on Jura Island, because it was different. It was a way to express creativity that was unexplored for me at that point. And I love just, in whatever capacity, being able to create something from ideas, watch it materialize, and then watch the world react to it, man. That is the most fulfilling thing for me, is simply the process of...
Hey Penny, thank you for subscribing, lovely. Thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying the video. I'm just chilling, having a chat. Hey guys, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Feel free to add the Discord. Once I'm live, I'm happy to join a chat and have a few chats with people. Yeah, man, just chill, join, get to know people, and build up the community.
Creation, I love it. I love it.
You feel like you're... I don't know. I'm a creature of accomplishment. Like, I can only feel satisfied with a day when I've accomplished things in that day. And to me, the highest form of accomplishment has always been creating things and building and constructing and challenging and thinking. So yeah, I totally feel you on that. What song are you most proud of? Like, for someone who might be watching this or listening and they're like, who is this dude that keeps like sexually mouthing this microphone? It gets very close to him, in and out.
Sexually mouthing.
But like, what song should they check out from you? Like what is Ren? What is the reflection of that? One. You can only pick one.
That's such a fucking hard question. I hate questions like, who's your favorite band or what's your favorite movie? Because like,
I had to be cliche. I had to throw one cliche shit in there.
Not even that it's cliche. It's just that my answer.
What would you say his song is? If you had to pick one song, what's his song? I've only seen a few songs, so to me, it's High Ren. He's mean, like, he's good, his demons and how he's come through it and how he talks in it, man. Yeah. High Ren is the one for me. You're not rubbish at talking, Peter. You're talking to us now and you're talking fine. And to be honest with you, the words you're spelling, I don't know how to spell, so you're not daft. Like, you're a very intelligent man, I could tell. Like, Sick Boy. Why is that, Dibbly? Why would you pick that? Chalk Outlines. I've seen that a few times. I'm gonna watch that. Chalk Outlines. I'm gonna watch all these, by the way. They're gonna be filmed, put up, real reaction. The last one I did was the Jenny and the Screech, and it was blowing my mind. You watched that video. It was blowing my mind. I got it though. I got it. Disclaimer. But the last second. I don't know any of these. I ain't seen them yet. So I can't relate to you. Because obviously I'm going to do them. Yeah. So, a question for you, because I'm still learning. If I watched a music video now, High Ren, live, Could I be copyrighted for that rather than uploading then going through the proper procedures? I'm right thinking I am, aren't I? If I live stream, it's different than if I go through the process of uploading a film. Oh man, sad, isn't it? I understand now. You can't be copyrighted for listening to music. I think you can't you? I need to do research on this. I'm just saying, I'm first time I've live streamed, so a lot of. I'm sure you can't just put on a Ed Sheeran film and. Yeah, I'm not about Ren's ones, but I'm on about like a normal one. If I want to put on Ed Sheeran, which why would I? But it's kind of yeah. I know Ren's community will, and Ren's I've already got Ren's not Ren's email, but I've got Ren's admin team's letter to send off when I upload the video, so I'm good with Ren stuff from now. Yeah, it's I'm gonna have to do some research on it. Ren stuff, I'm quite confident now I could stream and watch. Yeah, man. After this, we might watch one. I'm not sure. Yeah. don't get me copyright strike, guys. On my first one.
Would be different on any given day. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wonder what today's answer is. I'm trying to think, man.
I think that's a great answer there. It's different depending on the day.
It is different depending on the day. Well,
go on. What's today?
I'll do some clever business, capitalist marketing. The next song that's coming out is it's a song called Troubles, and I sampled it. There's a lot of sort of serendipity that goes into this song. It's the first time I've sort of like tried to condense a lot of my story on one track. And I sampled Trouble So Hard by Vera Hall. And the reason that which Moby sampled later, but and we just got the sample rights cleared for that. Had to pay a little bit of money for that, but I was really adamant that I used the original recording rather than do it myself. And
oh hell yeah!
So because it just meant a lot for me. And so funnily enough, Vera Hall's Trouble So Hard was the first song of mine since I got well after my stem cells that went viral. Me and my friend Sam were busking on the streets, and it was the first time that gave me a self-belief that, oh shit, like maybe there's still a bit of life in the old horse yet, you know what I mean? Because I was like 27, I think, when it happened, and the whole fucking industry wants you to believe that once you're past your early 20s that it's harder to make it, you're done, You have things like over 25 category on the X Factor and things like that, as if over 25 is fucking old. And it's like, do you know what I mean? So like, that gave me a lot of self-belief, and also just the message of the song, like, since that was one line, don't nobody know my troubles but God. Like, Vera Hall was a woman growing up in
I'm just going to the toilet, guys. I'll be right back. I've washed my hands.
In 1940s America, she was a daughter of a slave, and I can't relate to that as a white man living in fucking growing up in Wales. And I won't be able to relate to her pain, and so many people won't be able to relate to my pain of what it was like to live with a chronic health condition for 10 years. And So that one line, I always just really connected to that one line. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. And I chose that as the hook for this song that I'm putting out, and it's just kind of like a rundown. I was kind of coming back to sort of a bit more a boom bap sort of beat. It's just raps in my story, and that's a good place, man. It's a good place if people want to kind of get to learn my background. That'll be coming out 9th of May. I think that's dropping, but that'll be a good.
Well, let me just rewind that.
I'm encouraging everyone to check Moby Sampled later, but
I've accomplished things in that day, and to me, the highest form of accomplishment has always been creating things and building and constructing and challenging and thinking. So yeah, I totally feel you on that. What song are you most proud of? Like, for someone who might be watching this or listening and they're like, who is this dude that keeps like sexually mouthing this microphone? It gets very close to him, in and out with things. But like, you know, what song should they check out from you? Like what is
High End for me? Definitely.
What is the reflection of that?
Fade Up to Now.
One.
Bro,
you can only pick one.
That's such a fucking hard question. I hate questions like who's your favorite band or what's your favorite movie, because like
I had to be cliche. I had to throw one cliche shit in there.
Not even that it's cliche. It's just that my answer would be different on any given day. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wonder what today's answer is. I'm trying to think, man.
Penny farthing. When a team has
I think that's
always
a great answer there. It's
we'll
different depending on the day.
It is different depending on the day. Well, okay,
yeah, I know, Penny.
I'll do some clever business, capitalist marketing. The next song that's coming out is
contacts now, so
it's a song called Troubles, and
so I'm good with them.
I sampled it. There's a lot of sort of serendipity that goes into this song. It's the first time I've sort of like tried to condense a lot of my story on one track, and I sampled "Trouble So Hard" by Vera Hall, and the reason that which Moby sampled later, but and we just got the sample rights cleared for that. Had to pay a little bit of money for that, but I was really adamant that I used the original recording rather than do it myself. And
oh hell yeah!
So because it just meant a lot for me. And so, funnily enough, Vera Hall's "Trouble So Hard" was the first song of mine since I got well after my stem cells that went viral. Me and my friend Sam were busking on the streets, and it was the first time that gave me a self-belief that, oh shit, like maybe there's still a bit of life in the old horse yet, you know what I mean? Because I was like 27, I think, when it happened, and the whole fucking industry wants you to believe that once you're past your early 20s that it's harder to make it, you're done, you know. You have things like over 25 category on the X Factor and things like that, as if over 25 is fucking old. And it's like, do you know what I mean? So like, that gave me a lot of self-belief, and also just the message of the song, like, since that was one line, don't nobody know my troubles but God. Like, you know, Vera Hall was a woman growing up in 1940s America. She was a daughter of a slave, and I can't relate to that as a white man living in fucking growing up in Wales, and I won't be able to relate to her pain, and so many people won't be able to relate to my pain of what it was like to live with a chronic health condition for 10 years. And
what you say, Brendan? I would have it been easy for me to allow my problems to lead me to anger, but most of the people around me did that. I never fit in because I talked about love and not hate. Oh, mate, that says a lot about you, though, mate. If you can't get in around drugs and around that, I mean, I had a bad deal. I decided to work at NHS, and I've helped people all my life. And I enjoy doing it, and I'm good at it. So, not being big-headed, 20 years, and worked in every industry you can work in and in care. So, I'm quite confident within I can help people.
So that one line, I always just really connected to that one line. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. And I chose that as the hook for this song that I'm putting out, and it's just kind of like a rundown. I was kind of coming back to sort of a bit more a boom bap sort of beat. It's just raps in my story, and that's a good place, man. It's a good place if people want to kind of get to learn my background. That'll be coming out 9th of May. I think that's dropping, but that'll be a good. I'm encouraging everyone to check that out when it drops, because you know it's a lot of my story in one place, and it's also got a sample that I adore from an artist that I adore. Yeah.
What type of video are we getting for that?
Very raw, man. So like I just went out with Josh when it was like super snowy, which kind of almost like the weather almost reflects my state of mind when I was writing it. But we just went outside, found a bunch of really pretty looking locations, and didn't plan it. It was one of the first videos I've ever done that hasn't had meticulous thought into it, bar maybe power. So it's kind of like, it's just kind of like me rapping in different places to camera, and then we just chopped it all up and put it together. It's not a one take, that's all it is. But yeah, it came across really cool, man. Like, the videos turned out really well. It's just kind of got that old school hip hop sort of vibe about it, very sort of DIY, and yeah, I'm happy with it, man. So I definitely urge people to check that out when it drops.
People know to hear. If you want to have a chat, you want to join the Discord, it's in my channel. Feel free to like, share, all the good stuff.
Looking forward to it. And yeah, listen, sometimes those are the best. Like, people love power. That famous driver that you had with you, I can't remember his name. Like Jason or something. I don't know.
Scott.
He's a fan legend though, isn't he?
You've been working with Scott a little bit recently.
The way he whips that wheel around, he does some shit, man.
Yeah, you've been working with Tony quite a lot recently.
Yeah, I've been working with Tony. He's kind of a dick sometimes, but...
My story is that I was very ill as a kid, nearly died, was not expected to survive. Obviously, I did survive. Well, I'm doing well if you didn't. But against all odds, I never had any mental support. Was expected just to manage. Mate, there's always things out there. That's why we're building this community, mate. Just for some support, someone to talk to. That's what it's all about. At 500 subs, because when it's 500 subs, I then get my super chat. Right? I'm hoping, not exactly 500, but around that area, I'm hoping to raise money for some kind of charity for mental health, in regards of because obviously with Ren and his story, I feel that would be a good fit to do that. So yes, I'm hoping to do that. It's sometime over 5 when we get your super chat. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do. Might not be much, but it's still there, man.
You know, you put up with it, don't you? Like, you just gotta power through it.
Yeah, I power through all of Jeff's misdoings, but no, man, I saw him recently, man. We went over to New York actually quite recently, caught up with Mr. Sam Perry Falvey and Connor and everyone for the first time in a little while.
Shout out to Sam.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do live reactions to myself, and then effectively I might do a few knocks as well. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Gives me time to get more information about Knox and his channels and what I can and can't do, and what processes he's got in place, and so I don't get copyrighted. But yeah, I'm adding things to me, things I'm going to do in time, getting to know people, getting to know streamers, getting to know reactors, and building up my knowledge as I go along, doing more live streams in future, listening to videos. I'm not just gonna react to just Ren as well. I'm doing just normal live streams to different content. But my main thing is gonna be about Ren and Knox and stuff. Yeah. So I'm not just gonna be a one-trick pony, but yeah, I'm kind of gonna a lot on mental health. Get to know people's stories. Try and kind of build support around that. Build a channel around supporting people with their mental health, mate. Yeah. The power. Right, Penny. One second. I'm going to do something now, and I've never done it yet. My next reaction video will be the power. Promise you. Okay? And my next and it will be for you, okay? I will do the power next for you. Just because the next person that puts another title in don't mean I'm going to do it, by the way. Don't all put names I expected, but yeah. I will hold that for you, Penny. The power. What you say, though? You'll see his information at the top. Penny, if you could link the video, so in my... if you could like a comment on one of my videos, whichever one, I'll see you, and do the YouTube video link to it, something like that, so I don't forget. That I'll be brilliant. Just say, hey Dave, you promised to do the first one, and I will do it for you. What do you say? Knox handle, Knoxhill, you'll see his information on top, push drop down, and you'll see all different platforms he's on. Yeah, man, I'm definitely going to add him, definitely going to look at him. I'm going to do my research, but I've got so much of Ren stuff. Get to know Ren first, get to know his stuff first. Might watch, yeah. Yeah, man. I'm enjoying this, chatting, talking, stopping, starting. It's just chill, isn't it? It's just chill. Everyone's getting to know each other. Just a natural way to talk to people. I will do, yeah. Knoxhill, you'll find his information at the top. Push drop down, and you'll see different platforms. So, took me top 50 to work out why I was having the panic attacks. I suppressed my fears and grown up. We've never ever considered it. Just grown up with never having considered it. Just lived with almost daily panic. Oh mate, it sucks, isn't it, mate? It's hard, man. It's hard, but you've got to do your best. You've got to look at me and think, I'm going to do better for myself. There's always someone worse than you. Guarantee you. The job I do and the stuff I've seen during COVID, there's, trust me, someone worse than you. I've seen it from my own two eyes for a long time, and I've had to deal with it for a long time. So take it for someone who's worked in that industry, someone worse than you, but don't mean you ain't got through stuff. Just means you've got to try and do better and keep doing what you're doing. I think it's impressive that you dropped a lot of possible doubts or ways to hydrant yourself and simplify yourself in a full live streaming first week. Cheers, love. Yeah. Confidence of fans and amount of positive comments I've had, honestly. If you go to my videos and read all the comments, for a guy who's just started, it's good. And there's positive. I mean, there's been one or two which is like, you're doing this wrong, can you improve that? Your sound's too big, can you sounds bigger in the video, can you lower your mic volume? So yeah. And then it's like, your mics are not loud enough, and it's probably on their end. Blaming me, it's probably them. But yeah. Then it was a big help to getting these panic attacks. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you found Ren. And obviously finding other people around Ren and different communities what can give that support, mate. Yeah. No, I am throwing myself in. Have a look at my channel, and that's in less than a week. And I've worked for 14 days solid, and I've made all them videos. I've got a friend who I'm going to give a shout out one day to when people get to know him. I've got a friend from Australia who's a guy who I met at random point, and we had a dream of who's got issues, has had little issues himself, and we both believe in helping people with mental health, and he's a guy who's been supporting me with his channel. I'm doing all this stuff, but behind the scenes he's helping in other stuff, helping with clips and stuff. I do clips and editing as well, but he does it as well, so it's like we're both working together on it. So I've pulled him in. He wants to help. I'm happy for him to help. I've supported him setting stuff up on his end. He feels so good at himself because he's actually doing something positive, and he's a part of my coming up. We phone each other every day, every morning, to see how we both are. He lives in Australia and I live in UK, and every morning when I'm on way to work, he phones me up when I'm driving to work, and we talk about the channel and what we're gonna do. It's like it's really good, man. It's like my life's changed because of it, and it's only been a week. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of people with mental health, man. It's a big area, and because you got mental health, don't mean like your life's over, man. It's like it just means you just need someone to talk to sometimes, someone to listen to. Mental health is don't mean you're full mental. And if you are, you can still work on it, but you just can't ignore it. Worst thing you can do under mental health is ignore it and not talk. Yeah. Yeah, I know it doesn't help when people say someone's worse than you, but it kind of makes you think that's where, when you see someone who's 4 times worse than you and they manage to find a way out, it does give you that encouragement to think, you know what, if they can do it, I can do it, kind of thing. Different issues, but this kind of people do it. I had mental health during COVID, 3 years in COVID, dealing with a lot of deaths. I was in a very dark place. I got help. I saw special people and got help, and look at me now. Like, I'm here trying to help other people. Well, yeah, because it's your mum, so it's like you want your mum to think good of you as such. You don't want your mum to see bad of you.
Nice. Sam and Connor and everybody.
Yeah. He was bigging up your last video, actually. He said he had a lot of fun working on that one. Yeah, fucking sick. It's got like that sort of like film noir sort of vibe about it.
Yeah, it does. It does, man. Very, very special piece of art, that one. I mean, we were up filming when the streets were deserted, like 4 or 5 in the morning, and tired as shit pushing through it. But yeah, man, it's a special song for me. And actually, since we're on our capitalistic taking advantage of plugs, that song is out right now with Sam. It just dropped not too long ago, so if you want to check it out, there we go. We'll put that one below. Look at that. I'm interviewing you. Don't flip this back on me. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Too selfless. Yeah. So in terms of what's next from you, we got this one to look forward to. Yep. But thinking more long term now. I mean, you've been teasing teasing a new album. Yep. So what can you share? Yeah, what is the rest of this year?
It's funny, man. The next album that I'm releasing almost happened by mistake, because it wasn't intentional, right? And so I started. I've been hanging out with this girl called Kit in Calgary, and she's just an awesome artist, like amazing.
You played me her voice. She's incredible.
She was sick, man. And I didn't even know that she sung until she posted something on her story one day, and I messaged her. I was like, "Yo, this song is crazy. Is it yours?" And she was like, "Yeah, I write a bit as well." Just very casually, like she's one of these people that's just like amazing at everything. And then I was like, because I've been quite isolated here in Calgary, and in Brighton I have a whole network of musicians and stuff I can hang out with, and we just got into it one day, man, and she put down this idea. And a whole song grew out of it, and then we put down another one, and we've got kind of like 3 collaborations on this record, and I know there was just...
He's working with other people, mate, as well. That's what I like. He wants to fetch people in. I've got an impression, if I spoke to Ren now, he would want to be my best mate. Like, even though I'm a small reaction channel, he would literally want to be my best mate, and he would push me to do better. He's that kind of person. He would like probably give me a tweet out or something, like just to give me a bit of love, like show me some flowers. It's like, yeah, man, that's kind of bloke I get he is.
Something, there was a certain flavour to it, and her Instagram handle was Slaughterhouse, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call this record Slaughterhouse. And originally it was gonna be just a little EP, and it was gonna be a little collaborations between me and her. And then I dug into my hard drive, and I realized I had a lot of songs from the time that I was sick that I hadn't finished yet, but that they fit inside this feeling.
Yeah, I don't think High Ren's about him, but I think High Ren is, he had to do that within his head to get to where he is now. He had to battle with himself to get where he is now, which then made it him, and then he started his journey. So it's not fully him, but it's a good reaction how he got where he was, and it's a real reaction. That's why he exploded as much, because you got to know a part of Ren, what he went through. So Sick Boy's your favourite, mate. Like, that's your choice, and I agree with you. Sick song. I've reacted to Sick Boy. Go and have a look at it. But that's my first reaction to Sick Boy ever hearing it. All them songs are partly about his own experience. Exactly. It's partly about the experience that we all love. This is why it's so special. Exactly. It's that's why we all love it, Mike, because it's like every song he does, it tells us a little bit of his soul. Every time I listen to him, like now, listen to him, I'm getting to know Ben more. I've know a little bit of soul more, how he is as a person. He puts what as we feel in words, and then yeah, mate, 100%, 1,000%, I agree with you. And you're right in what you're saying. Everyone's right what they're saying. That's the thing about Ren. Not one person in this whole people been talking are wrong. Everyone's comments has got truth in it. You know what I mean? It's like, that's it. You've got to be truthful about it. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. It's a long video. I'm going to have to watch a bit of this. I've got to go soon. So I'm not going to... I'll talk over it, but I can't stop chat. So I'm never going to get into it. And I've been at work for 10 hours today. And I've been recording for... Well, not recording, streaming for a while now.
This world, and it's quite dark. And then I went home on Christmas. Me and Daisy Chinchilla recorded a couple of tracks. They really fit into it. I had a few more tracks with Molly, McKenna, who I'll
stop again. Sorry, but I have to go. I need to revive him. Okay then, Penny. Thank you. Remember to subscribe, follow Discord, all that good stuff. Remember to put your song up, so I know which song it is, and make sure you tell me. I promise you, that's my next reaction. Okay, make sure you do that. Otherwise, I might forget. But a lot going off, and I don't want to fail you. Okay, Peter. Anyway, nice to have a chat with you, but I'm off to sleep. Okay, mate. But I'm watching this and I'm going myself. So thanks everyone for chilling out, and I'll see you again soon. Much love.
Done some work with recorded a track called Penitence with her off demos. That came into it, and I was just like, all of a sudden it like became this album, and I was like, oh fuck, like this is actually a dope record. Like it's really more kind of experimental than any of my earlier records, but I really liked. There was something in the like darkness of it that I really.
I'll leave just the big push. Some of his videos I've just released on my channel reaction. Yeah, I shot the sheriff, that one.
Really liked, and it seemed fitting. Especially digging into my whole past and the whole stories of the past and stuff. Like it's gonna have a different energy to Sick Boy. There's more singing on this one. There's more production. I'm messing around with production a lot more on this one, and visually as well, we're switching it up and we're going for a bit of like a sort of like cyberpunk 80s B horror movie sort of vibe with the visuals as well. So we're kind of like leaning into this really interesting space. I don't know if you ever saw like the Grindhouse movies Tarantino did.
Yeah.
So we're kind of leaning.
Really? Well, Slaughterhouse, the name of the album. We're walking down this road.
Yeah, and also serendipitously, like my favorite author is Kurt Vonnegut, and his most famous book is Slaughterhouse-Five as well, and you know all of that's kind of leaking into it as well. So yeah, I mean I'm excited to put it out, man. It was kind of like this whole project wasn't meant to be a thing. I was meant to do Demos 3 first, just drop that. Demos 3 still cooking, but that's now on the back burner. And then I was going to record like a rock album basically, and throw my whole self into doing Netflix and coming up with a pilot for Netflix. But that's all got put on the back burner for this new album that's kind of accidentally happening.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm doing this over here, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to go into this genre, and then I'll go fucking do that one tomorrow. Yeah. It's fun. Yep. I love how knowledgeable.
Why not?
I never like to be comfortable.
I
always like to put myself in a space that's the challenge, and that was the whole thing about Sick Boy for me, man. Is that, you know, I wanted to make a just rap album because I've never done that before, and with the rock album I want to do a just rock album, and I like to set myself those confines to make it more of a challenge because it's an interesting space for me to jump into, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
Just got to know himself.
You know, we had a moment when we were hanging out and we were kind of previewing songs for each other and playing stuff, and what I will say is those, you know, the Chinchilla songs that you played for me, the Kit songs that you played for me, for those watching, I'm really looking forward to seeing what those develop into, because those were just the bare bones that you played for me then. So
yeah.
I'm excited. I think this man is gonna surprise a lot of people, but he's gonna take you in some new very good directions too, creatively. So
I'm excited.
Make him feel things.
Indeed.
Speaking of Vonnegut, by the way, I have no idea. Like, I was digging through old notes with you, and like right next to your name, like I have Ren and Kurt Vonnegut. So there's serendipity right there. I don't know why that's just sat there. I think maybe we were talking about like books or something. Hey, there's a question. Look at that transition. Man, I'm getting my interview game up.
Jeez.
What's a book that you can recommend for our audience? Because you're very well learned.
Yeah.
Well learned, stressing the right syllable. You know, you like to read. What's something that our audience should enjoy this year, man? Give us a book recommendation. The Knox Book Club.
I definitely recommend digging into like all the Vonnegut stuff, like Slaughterhouse Five, Breakfast of Champions, Play a Piano. All of that stuff I just love the way he writes, man. There's a lot of satire and humor in it that I love to pieces, because I'm a huge fan of dystopia, so like, you know, like George Orwell, Aldous Huxley, all the greats from that time. I've been reading a lot of Charles Bukowski recently. That's like, and that's a little bit of like what we were talking about. That's a little bit of an antidote to an overly offended world.
I'll leave it when you finish.
A lot of the stuff that he writes is just fucking ridiculously offensive in 2024. But I really like his way of writing, man. I really like his cynicism within the writing. I love it. But there's lots of, when the moments of humanity break through that cynicism, it's really poetic. It's really beautiful, man. Charles Bukowski, Post Office, I'd recommend, by Charles Bukowski. That's a great book.
Charles Bukowski, Post Office. There we go. Yeah. We're gonna have a meeting next week, and we're gonna review it.
All right, cool. Book club.
Oh shit. You know what? I had a great. I know where I wanted to. You know what's funny is that like I set aside like maybe a couple questions, like 2 or 3, and then you start talking, and then it starts getting my head turning, and then we just kind of lead from question to question. But this one here, is there ever a line as a writer, as an artist, creatively, that you shouldn't cross? Or there are no boundaries with creation? What do you believe there?
I mean, I think that like, as long as it's interesting, man, because like, what is art in that respect? Like,
sorry guys,
is there a line you shouldn't cross? I think musically and lyrically, I think you should be able to do whatever that you want and say whatever you want, even if it evokes a shocking response, because it makes people think, it makes people talk, and it makes people turn mirrors on themselves, which I think all art, all good art, is really good at doing. And then you have more sort of like, in that respect, is this like, art inflicting pain upon somebody else, and does that make it right, or does that make it wrong? Again, it's a question. Even if it evokes, you know, for me, like that image of because you've had cases of it makes people talk, and it makes people turn mirrors on themselves, which I think all art, all good art, is really good at doing. And then you have more sort of like, in that respect, is this like, recently in New York, funny enough, but you had like a self-immolation of burning yourself, right? Or does that make burning yourself, covering yourself on fire and setting in protest, and sitting there? You've got the famous image of the monk who's kind of sitting, being burnt to death. I think that's wrong. Again, it's a question. Even if it evokes, you know, for me, like that image of because you've had cases of it makes people talk, and it makes people turn mirrors on themselves, which I think all art, all good art, is really good at doing.
Right, guys, I'm going to end the stream. I don't know what the hell's going on. We're going to work this out. So thank you for chilling, and I'll see you on the next one. Love you. See you soon.